Model paper 5. Well guys, if you are continuously following us, this is the 5th paper analysis that we are giving, where the very first paper, in fact 6th paper, because the very first paper was this year's TCS mock test, followed by we gave 4 model papers, and today it will be the 5th. Well, if you observe the pattern carefully, so first 2 papers was slightly easy, and next 2 papers was slightly difficult, and these 2 papers, 5th and 6th, will be of very high level, guys. So these 2 papers concentrate mainly on the questions which carry more marks in TCS. Okay, well, here I'm pretty sure that for every question what you're solving in this paper and in the coming paper, that is model paper 6, none of these questions can be solved within 1 minute, guys. High-end questions requires a lot of calculations as well. Okay, so please keep that in mind. By looking at the questions, do not get demoralized. We are intentionally preparing the higher level questions because once you solve these level questions, when you go to the lower level questions, you feel very confident in the exam. That is the reason why we kept the questions to be at very high level in this paper. Now, we are going with the saying that you sweat more in the practice ground and you bleed less in the battleground. So with that, let us start today's paper. Hi, I am Abhilash Verma, your aptitude trainer. Well, if you haven't still subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do subscribe for the regular notifications, guys. Now, apart from that, you can join our WhatsApp group, the link for which is already given below in the description, where you will get to know about every update, when we are going to give the new mock test and when you're going to get the video analysis of that mock test as well. Right? So apart from that, we have even provided the links for our Facebook page and even our Instagram page, guys. So please do follow us for everyday updates about other competitive exams also. So let us get started. Question number 1. 3 generous friends, each with some money, redistribute the money as follows. Sandra gives enough money to David and Mary to double the amounts of money each has. David then gives enough to Sandra and Mary to double their amounts. Finally, Mary gives enough money to Sandra and David to double their amounts. If Mary had 11 rupees at the beginning and 17 rupees at the end, what is the total amount all 3 friends have? Okay. So guys, the question is talking about 3 people. They are Sandra, David, and Mary. Now let us assume money with Sandra is S, with David is D, and with Mary is 11 rupees, because he clearly told in the question Mary had 11 rupees at the beginning and 17 at the end. Okay. Now what else? In the first statement it says Sandra gives enough money to David and Mary to double their amounts. It means double their amounts means Sandra should have given another D rupees to David and another 11 rupees to Mary. So Mary 11 plus 11, it should become 22. David D plus D, it should become 2D. Okay. Sandra originally had S, gave D rupees and 11 rupees to David and Mary, means now Sandra will be having S minus D minus 11. Because Sandra gave D rupees to D means I should subtract from Sandra. 11 rupees to Mary means I have to subtract that 11 rupees from Mary. So this is after the first step. Okay. So let us talk about the second step. The second step says David gives enough money to Sandra and Mary to double their amounts. Okay. David has 2D people. To double the amounts means David must have given exactly the same value, another S minus D minus 11, to Sandra, and he must have given another 22 rupees to Mary. So Mary will be having now 44 rupees. Sandra will be having 2 times S minus D minus 11. Now about David. David had a 2D minus. He gave 2 times this value, S minus D minus 11 to S minus D minus 11 to Sandra, and 22 again plus 22 here. this much amount to, this is for Sandra and this is for Mary. Now let us simplify this part. What happens here? 2D minus S, minus into minus plus D, minus into minus plus 11 minus 22. Okay, so what do we get finally here? 2D plus D must be 3D, 3D minus S minus 11. This is the amount left with David, and Mary is 44 and this guy Sandra is 2 into S minus D minus 11. So this is after second step. Okay, so carefully we have to write each step, people. A single mistake in the sign will spoil the entire answer. Okay, still we have one more step. Mary gives enough money to Sandra and David to double their amounts. Now double their amounts means Sandra has this much. Okay, so again she will give exactly the same amount of money. Who gives? Mary to Sandra. Now Sandra will be having how much? Double this means 4 times S minus D minus 11. Okay, now she gives exactly this much money to David, so that this becomes doubles, that is 2 times 3D minus S minus 11. Okay, now totally how much she has given? She has given, and finally she left with 17 rupees. Okay, let us first deal with that. Finally she left with 17 rupees because that is given in the question at the end. 17 rupees at the end with the Mary. Okay, now she has given 2 into S minus D minus 11, 3D minus S minus 11 to both Sandra and David, and she left with 17. Means how much she gave away? She had 44 and she gave she is left with 17, means if you take the difference, this is 27. It means she is finally left with a 27. She gave up 27 rupees in the third step. 27 rupees she gave up means that is this plus this value should be equal to 27. So let us do this. What is this? 2S minus 2D minus 22. Okay, again this part. What is it? 3D minus S minus 11. All together this is equal to 27. Okay, let us solve this. What do we get? 2S minus S is 1S, minus 2D plus 3D is plus D. Now what do we have here? Minus 22 minus 11. Minus 22 minus 11 is how much? 33. 33 minus 33 goes to the other side. That is 27 plus 33, which is equals to 60. Now we got S plus D value as a 60. But what is the question? The question is asking about what is the total amount that all three friends have. This is the total amount all three friends have. We know S plus D value is 60 plus Mary's monies. That is, in the beginning Mary had 11, right? 60 plus 11, all together 71 rupees is the total money all the three friends are having. I'm repeating, listen to this carefully. Originally Sandra has S, David has a D, Mary has 11. Now first Sandra gives away so that the money with the Mary and David doubles. So it means D should double, means it should become 2D. It means Sandra should give exactly D rupees to David. Again, Mary had 11 rupees, it should double, means it should become 22. It means Sandra should have given another 11 rupees. Now originally Sandra had S, she gave away D rupees and 11 rupees to David and Mary. Subtract that, S minus D minus 11. So finally Sandra left with S minus D minus 11 of the first step. David left with the 2D, Mary left with the 22 at the end of the first step. Second step, now David gives enough money to Sandra and Mary so that their money doubles. Okay, now Sandra has S minus D minus 11. Now Sandra's money should double, means exactly same amount of the money should be given by David. Okay, that's what David gave. Mary had 22. Her money should double, means it should become 44. Means he must give another 22 rupees to Mary. He had 2D rupees. He gave S minus D minus 11 plus 22. So this we subtract from 2D. So we will be left with how much? This 3D minus S minus 11 at the end of second step with David, and this with Sandra, and 44 with Mary. Now in the third step, Mary gives away enough money to Sandra and David so that their money doubles. Now, this is the amount Sandra has. It should double, means it should become 4 times S minus D minus 11. It means she must have given exactly 2 times S minus D minus 11. David is having 3D minus S minus 11. It should double, means it should become 2 times 3D minus S minus 11. It means Mary should have given this much amount to David. Now, at the end, after giving, Mary is left with 17 rupees. In the previous step, she had 44. She gave away 17. She is left with 17. It means that she gave away 27. Okay, she gave totally 27 rupees. Now, she gave this much to Sandra and this much to David. These two together should be equal to 27. So when we add these two, we will get S plus D equal to 60. We want the total sum with the 3 people. That is S plus D plus Mary, that is 11. S plus D is 60 plus another 11 is 71 rupees. That is the solution for our first question. Question number 2. Consider the sequence of numbers 0, 2, 2, 4 and so on, where for n greater than 2, the nth term of the sequence is the unit digit of sum of previous 2 terms. Let Sn denote the sum of the first n terms of this sequence. What is the smallest value for n? Smallest value of n for which Sn is greater than 2771. Achha. Guys, is giving us a series. What do we have in the series? 0, let me write here, 0, 2, 2 and 4. Now what it told, the next term of the series will be the unit digit of sum of the previous 2 terms. Okay. Now this holds good for n greater than 2. Okay. So n is 1, n is 2, n is 3. Now if you observe, this is sum of the previous 2 digits and the unit digit of the sum. 0 plus 2, 2. We got 2. Perfect. This one, 2 plus 2, 4. Perfect. Now, 2 plus 4, 6 will be the next term. Now, 4 plus 6, 10 means unit digit is 0. Again, 6 plus 0, 6. 0 plus 6, 6. Again, 6 plus 6, 12. Unit digit 2. So, till how long we have to go like this? Till we find a particular pattern in the question. Let us see. Next one will be 6 plus 2, 8. Again, 8 plus 2, 10. Unit digit 0. 8 plus 0, 8. 0 plus 8, 8. 8 plus 8, 16. Unit digit 6. 6 plus 8, 4. Okay. 6 plus 8, 14. Unit digit 4. Any pattern so far? No. No pattern. Let us continue further. 6 plus 4, 10. It means 0. 0 plus 4, 4 plus 0, 0. Again 0 plus 4, 4. 4 plus 4, 8. Did we get the pattern yet? No. Let us continue further. 8 plus 4, 12. Unit digit 2. 8 plus 2, 10. Unit digit 0. 2 plus 0. Unit digit 2. Again 0 plus 2, 2. Now if you see, we are finding the pattern. If you see 2 plus 2, 4. Again 4 plus 2, 6. The same pattern is repeating. Now, which is the last digit? This is the first digit, right? Again, here this is the first digit. So, this is the end of the pattern. That is the end of the pattern. Okay. Now, we want a sum of the series. We want a sum of the series. Now, that sum must be equal to 2771. What is the value of n? Okay, so n is 1, n is 2, n is 3, n is 4, like that. Okay, so first let us find the sum of this entire series. What do we get? This is 10, 14, 14 plus 6, 20, 28, 28 plus 8 is 36, 36 plus 8 is 44, 52, 58, 62, 62, 70, 80. So, 80 is the sum. Okay. How many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, sum of first 20 terms, S20 equal to 80. Again, what will be S40? Again, the same 20 terms will be there. Right? So, S40 will be 80 plus 80. that is 160. Again, if you go for S20, here 20 terms, again next series 20 terms, that gives S60, that is 240, right? Now, but we know that Sn is equals to, Sn should be greater than 2771. Okay, so what should be the value of n? What do? Divide this 2771 with 80 and check out what we get. Okay, now this is one set, second set, third set, and all the sets are same. Sum will be 80, 80, 80. So that's why I'm dividing with 80. So 80 into 3 is a 240. What do I get here? I'll get 37. Another one is there. Again, 80 into 4 is 320. Now what do we get here? 51. We are getting difference as 51. Oh, it means first we can go till 80 into 34 sets. 34 sets. Still we need 51. Okay. So first 34 sets. In each set 20 terms. In each set 20 terms. Okay. Now 20 terms into how many sets? 34 sets. Okay. Now 34 into 10. This will be how much? 680. We got 680. Am I right with this? Perfect. 680. Now, are we done? No. Still we need a sum to be at least 51. At least 51. Now let us add and continue and check which term will give 51. This is 10, 14, 20, 26, 28, 36, 44, 52. Here we are getting sum as 52. Okay. So still we need these many terms so that we'll get more than 51. So how many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So plus extra 13 we need. So that's when totally how many terms? 680 terms plus 30 terms, that is 693 terms. If we consider, then sum will be greater than 2771. Do we have the option? Yes, option number B, 693 must be my answer. Okay, so let us summarize it one more time. So if I try to build the series here, this is the 20 term series which is going to repeat again and again and again. So in the first series there are 20 terms, second series 20 terms, third series 20 terms, same terms. Here sum of this series is 80. Next series will also be 80. Next series will also be 80. So likewise we keep on doing 80 plus 80 plus 80 plus 80 plus so on till we get 2771. So further directly what do? We'll check and we'll try to divide the 277 with the 80. So 80 into 34 sets. If you do that, you will be left with remainder 51. Still you need sum of 51. Okay. So far each 80 into how many? 34 sets you need. Okay. In each set 20 terms. 34 into 20, 680 terms. If I keep on adding all, 680 terms. Still we need sum 51. Now here we are getting sum as 52. That is greater than 51 means it will be greater than 2771. These are how many terms? Another 30 terms. Altogether 693 terms must be our final answer. Question number 3. What do we have? I bought certain number of marbles at rate of 59 marbles for rupees 2 times m. Okay. Where m is an integer. I divided these marbles into two parts of equal numbers. One part of which I sold at the rate of 29 marbles for rupees m and other at a rate of 30 marbles for rupees m. I spent and received an integral number of rupees and but bought the least possible number of marbles. How many marbles did I buy? Okay. Let me explain you the question clearly. Look, I bought a certain number of marbles. I don't know how many. But at what rate? 59 marbles for rupees 2 times the m. 2 times the m. Now, I divided that into two equal parts. Whatever be the number of marbles I purchased. I divided into two equal parts. Now, the first set of marbles I sold at a rate 29 marbles for rupees m. And the second set of marbles I sold it at 30 marbles for rupees m. Okay. Now the question. See, I spent and received an integral of rupees, an integral number of rupees. Okay. Now, but what the least possible number of marbles? Okay, least possible number of marbles. How many did I buy? Let us see. Guys, let us assume I bought X number of marbles. X number of marbles. Okay. Now, while purchasing at what rate I purchased? Cost price. CP, I purchased 59 marbles. 59 marbles for 2 times the M. 2 times the M. Okay. Now, rupees, 2M rupees. Okay. Now, again, while selling, I divided into 2 parts, SP. One will be X by 2, another one will be X by 2. Now, this I sold 29 marbles for rupees M. And here at the rate, this is the rate, okay, not 29 marbles, at the rate of 29 marbles for every M rupees. Again, this one I sold at the rate of 30 marbles for rupees M. Okay, so we need to find the least possible value of X. Okay, what can be done here? Observe. Guys, here 59 marbles, 2M rupees means what will be price of 1 marble? 1 marble will be equal to 2 divided by 59. I mean 2M divided by 59. This is for 1 marble. For X marbles, for each marble 2M divided by 59 rupees. So into X will give the total cost price. So that will be 2MX divided by 59. Okay. Now understand this question clearly. 59 marbles for rupees at 2M. Then 1 marble will be 2M rupees divided by 59. This is 2M rupees per marble if you observe. Okay. Now this is for 1 marble. Then for X marbles how much? In what price of 1 marble into X, that is 2M by 59 into X, that is 2MX by 59. Okay. Now coming to the selling price. This is for 29 marbles. Then 1 marble. Then 1 marble will be how much? M by 29. M by 29. Now, this is for 1 marble, but here X by 2 marbles totally. So for totally X by 2 marbles, it will be M by 29 into X. Now here again, this one, 1 marble M by 30 into X by 2 marbles. Okay. Now, so this is the cost price, this is the selling price. Now is to sell the minimum marbles, both must be equal. So this plus this is the total selling price. If it is a profit means, this price will be more than this. If this is a loss means this price will be more than this. But he did not tell anything, he just told us the integral value, he received something. Okay, so let us equate both of them. Now if I equate both of them, what do I get here? 2MX by 59, this is equals to MX by 29 into 2 is 58 plus MX by 60. Okay. Now guys, if you see here, this side also we have MX, this side also we have MX. Now this both MX will be cancelled, then the equation will be of no use. But we want the minimum value of X. Minimum value of X. So what do we do? Let us cancel only M on both the sides. M on both the sides. Now if X has to be an integral value on both the sides, here X must be divisible by 59, here X must be divisible by 58, here X must be divisible by 60. So it means our X is a multiple of 59, 58 and 60. According to the question, he is asking least possible number of marbles. X marbles, that value must be least. It means it has to be a least common multiple of 59, 58 and 60. That is LCM of 59, 58 and 60. So what do we get? 59 is a prime number. Let it be directly this one. 58 is how much? 29 into 2, where 29 is a prime number. Again, this one. 60. 15 into 4. 15 into 4, 4 is 2 square, 15 is 5 into 3. Okay, these are the factorized values. LCM means what? We shall take the union operation. Take all the prime bases which are there. 59 is there, 29 is there, 2 is there, again 5 is there and 3 is there, and we take the highest powers. 59 highest power 1 only, 29 highest power 1 only, 5 highest power 1, 3 highest power 1, but 2 highest power is square. So if we multiply this entire value, we must get the final answer. Let us see the final answer. What do we have here? 4 into 5 is 20, 20 into 3 is 60. Okay, this entire part is 60. Still we have 59 into 29. Let us multiply. 59 into 29, if I multiply, what do I get? 9, 9, 81, 8, this is 45, and this is 18. 45, 55, 65, 63, 71, 1, and we have 7 here. Last step. This is 10 and this is 17. So this value is how much? 1711 into how much we had? 60 here. So final step, 1711 into 60. What do we get? 6, 6, 7 into 6, 42, 4 carry, 6 into 1, 6, 4 carry means 0, another 0. This is the minimum value. LCM of 59, 58 and 60 is 102,660. Do we have the option? Yes, option number B is my final answer, people. Well, more than direct formula, this is a logical question, people. You have to think logically. X is the integral value, means X must be divisible by all 59, 58 and 60. Divisible by 59, 58 and 60 means it must be common multiple of all three numbers. But we want the least possible value of X, means that must be least common multiple of all these three numbers, that is LCM. Okay, so I know that question is slightly complicated, people, but you have to focus on this, guys. If you don't understand, at the end of the video, watch it again, come back and try it one more time on your own, people. You will definitely understand what I have done here. Question number 4. It says, Kara, a blue whale, participated in a weight loss program at the biggest office. At the end of every month, the decrease in the weight from the original weight was measured and noted as 1, 2, 6, 21, 86, 445, 2676 and so on. While Kara made a steadiest effort, the weighing machine showed an erroneous weight once. What was that? Well, guys, this is just a story built around the question. Basically, it is just our number series. Okay, so what do we have the series as? We have series 1, 2, 6, 21, 86, 445, 2676 and so on. Okay, now among this there is one wrong term. We have to identify which one. Okay, let us see. How do we get 1 to 2? I can get 1 plus 1, 2. But if I do 2 plus 2, do I get 6? No. Is there any other way? How can I get from 2 to 6? I can take it as 2 into 2 plus 2. That will give 6. Now 6 to 21. What do we get here? 6 into 3 plus 3 we are getting. Or another way. Is there any other way? Yes, 6 into 3 plus 3. Perfect. Now let us see what is happening. Here, 1 to 2, 1 into 1 plus 1. That is 2. Perfect. Here, 2 to 6. 2 into 2 plus 2. 2 into 2, 4 plus 2 is 6. Perfect. Between these two. 6 into 3 plus 3. 18 plus 3, 21. Perfect. Again, this was 6, right? This was 2. Next, here, 86. What do we get? 21 into 4 plus 4. 21 into 4 is 84 plus 4 is 88. It should have been 88, but we are getting 86. Okay, so this must be our answer. Let us cross verify. Let us go for this step. What do we do? 88 into 5 plus 5 again. This should give actually 445. Let us see. 5 into 8 is 400. 5 into 8 is 40. Altogether 440 plus 5, 445. Absolute answer. It means in this place there should have been 88. So what is our answer? 86. Okay, so if you want to know different patterns in the number series, guys, please go to our basic aptitude and watch a video on basics of number series. There you will get to know not just this, guys, many different types of number series. Question number 5. What do we have? The HCF of 2472, 1284 and a third number n is 12. If the LCM is 2 cube into 3 square into 5 into 103 into 107, then the number n is. Okay, guys, is talking about 3 numbers. Okay, he gave us the HCF of 3 numbers. HCF of 3 numbers, which are those? 2472, comma 1284, comma and third number n. The HCF is 12. That's what he told us. Again, he told us that LCM of the 3 numbers. LCM of 3 numbers is given as how much? 2 cube into 3 square into 5 power 1 into 103 power 1 into 107. Okay, then the third number is. Guys, if you want to calculate the third number, first you must factorize this. Again, if you see HCF is what? 3 into 4, that is 3 into 2 square. Okay, now LCM is this value, means all these bases must be there in one or the other number. Okay, and HCF is 3 into 2 square, means 3 into 2 square should be there in all the 3 numbers. Let us check that. How do we do that? By factorizing the given numbers. Let us factorize 2472 and 1284 and n. Okay, now 2472, if I factorize it, this goes with 12. So what do I get? 12 into 2, 24, 0, 12 into 6, 72. Okay, again, can I further do this? This goes with only 2. Okay, so this is 4, means 4 into 3. This is 2 into 103. Okay, 4 is 2 square and one more 2 cube into 3 power 1 into 103. Okay, this is the factorized form of this number. Let us factorize this. This goes with 4. This goes with 3 as well. So let us go with the 12 again. 12 into 112, 0. 12 into 7, 84. So what do we get here? 12 is again 4 into 3, which is 2 square into 3 into 107. Okay, now check. What are the prime bases we have? 2, 3, 103, 2, 3, 107. If I talk about LCM, all the prime bases should be there here. 2 is there? Yes, it is there. 3 is there? It is there. 5 is there? No. 5 we don't find in these two numbers, means 5 must be there in n. What is the highest power of 5 in the LCM? 1. Here also highest power of 5 will be 1. Okay, further moving ahead. 103 is there, it is already here. 107 is there, it is already here. Okay, so that's it. Now, highest power, here it is 2 cube. Here it is also 2 cube. Is that right? LCM, perfect. Here it is also 2 cube is already there. So we don't want it here, no problem. In one place it is there, that is sufficient for LCM. 3 square, here we have only 3 power 1. Here we have only 3 power 1. Means 3 square should have come from the third number. So this is 3 square. Okay, so this is the minimum possible number with respect to LCM. 103 is already there, 107 is already there. It need not to be here. So this is about the third number, but still moving ahead with HCF. HCF, guys, if you see, here we have 2 square. It means a 2 square must be there in all the numbers. Do we have 2 square? Yes, we have 2 cube. Here, yes, but here also there should be 2 square. Now, this must be the third value. So that is 5 into 3 square into 2 square. Do we have the option? First one, 2 square, 3 square, 7. No, wrong. Second option, 2 square, 3 cube. Wrong. Third one, 2 square, 3 power 1. It is wrong. So answer is not given. Answer is none of this. This is the actual third number, people. So it all depending on HCF and LCM, guys. Factorizing and finding the HCF and checking the LCM and HCF. Remember, if there is any term in HCF, that must be there in all the numbers. 3 into 2 square must be there in all the numbers, only then HCF will be 3 into 2 square. So here we have, so here also it must be, okay. And apart from that, in the LCM we have 5. LCM we have 5 means it must be there in at least one of the number. Here in these two we didn't have, it means it must have come from here. Okay, so that's why 5 I had taken. Now again we have 3 square here, but here also 3 power 1, here also 3 power 1. But in LCM we have 3 square means it must be there in one of the numbers. It is not here, it is not here. It means it must be there here, that is why 3 square. So this is our final answer, which is not in the options. So answer is a D, none of this. Question number 6. We have 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 7 times followed by 5 into 8, 8, 8, 8, 8 followed by 7 times followed by 5, again 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 followed by 7 times, 7 times and followed by 2, plus 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 6 times and 3, 8, whole divided by 4, 4, 4, 4, 7 times whole square. Okay. So we have to find the value of this. Let us see. Let me write whatever it is given for you. So question number 6. We have 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 7 times and followed by 5 into, what do we have? 8, 7 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. Again into 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 7 times followed by 2 plus again 4, 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 followed by 38. Now this entire number is divided by, okay guys, there's a small mistake here. Actually the question should have been this entire thing in the bracket and then divided by, okay. So this entire thing is divided by 4, 4, 4, how many times? 7 times whole square. Okay, this is the question, people. Okay, how do we find the value of this? Do not forget, here we have addition. Okay, guys, let us assume this 7 fours as x. Is this 7 fours or 8 fours divided by 8 fours? It is, right? Yes, this is actually 8 fours. Okay, let us consider this 8 fours as x. If I consider, I'm writing 8 fours value as, just to reduce the size of the problem, people, let me consider this as x. Now what happens, this is x plus 1, because we have to end up with 4 here, but we have 5. It means this is x plus 1 into, what do we have here? So if I multiply this with the 2, we will get 8 times 8, but what do we have? 2 times x. When I multiply this x with 2, we'll get 8 times 8, but there is 3 less here. So 2x minus 3 will be the value of this. Again into, what do we have here? 7 times 4 followed by 2. The same thing, x minus 2. X minus 2. Because here it should have been 4, but we have 2 less here. That's why x minus 2. And the last one, plus, this is how much? Again we'll take x. How much less? Here it should have been 4, 4, 4, 4, but we have 38. 44 minus 38 is 6. So this is x minus 6. Okay, this is the numerator followed by denominator. What is denominator? X square. Because this we assumed, 8 fours, we assumed it as x, people. So rest is solving the equation. Let us solve, guys. What do we get here? First, let us multiply these two. X into 2x is 2x cube. X into minus 3 is minus 3x. Sorry, this is 2x square. Okay, now 1 into 2x is 2x plus 2x. Again, 1 into 3 is minus 3. Okay, into x minus 2 plus x minus 6 whole divided by x square. Now, can I further simplify this? 2x square minus these two together minus x. This becomes minus 3 only. So, if I simplify this, this becomes 2x square minus x minus 3. this part, into x minus 2 is there. Let us multiply. First, 2x square into x, that should give us 2x cube. 2x square into x, because this is the simplified form of this, people. Okay, 2x square into x is 2x cube. 2x square into minus 2, that becomes minus 4x square, minus 4x. Next, this one, minus x into x will be minus x square. Again, minus x into minus 2 will be plus 2x. Again, minus 3 into x is minus 3x. Minus 3 into minus 2 will be plus 6. And then finally we have plus x minus 6. Let me add it here. Plus x minus 6 whole divided by x square. Whole divided by x square. So what do we get here? Guys, minus 6 plus 6 get cancelled. Plus 2x plus x is plus 3x. Plus 3x minus 3x cancelled. What do we have? 2x cube minus 4x square minus x square means this is minus 5x square. 2x cube minus 5x square divided by x square. What can we do here? We can take x square common. If I take x square common, here I'll be left with 2x minus here I'll be left with 5. And in the denominator x square get cancelled. What do we have? Final answer 2x minus 5. Okay, but hold on, that is not our final answer. This is the final equation. But what is the value of x? X value is 4, totally 8 times. So this is a 2 into 4, 8 times minus 5. What do we get here? 8 times minus 5. If we solve this, our final answer will be 8 minus 5 is 3. Do we have the option? Yes. Option number A must be our final answer. Well, the question looks very lengthy, people. In fact, because I have written the question here separately. But in the exam, you need not to write all these things. You can assume and you can directly start from this point, people. Well, these kind of questions will carry more marks in the TCS. That is the reason why we took this level of questions, people. Once again, all these questions what we are solving here are from our previous papers. Okay, now one more suggestion that I would like to give you is I want you to first take a mock test of this video, people. The link to take the mock test is given below. Okay, so for every video analysis what we give, people, mock test will be provided in advance in our website or our learning app. Okay, so below in the description we will give the link of our app and as well as website. So if you join our WhatsApp channel, you will get to know about the mock test also. So first you can take the mock test there. So usually we give the mock test in the morning and usually video analysis in the evening, people, or with a 1 day difference. So you get a chance to try on your own first and then come and watch the video analysis. It will be easier for you. So before we solve, I want you to try on your own, people. Question number 7 with respect to geometry here. If you see, he's telling us the radius of the bigger circle is 1. So this is the bigger circle, guys. This radius. This is the radius of the bigger circle that is given as 1. Okay. Which area will be greater? Now areas, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Okay. He gave 8 area segments. We have to tell which one is greater. If you look at the option, the comparison is only between 4 and 5. And the other one is cannot be determined and none of this. Let us try to find the values of these 2 areas. Okay. Now, how do we do this? Guys, if you see the bigger circle, the radius is given. The radius is 1. Okay. Now, if I extend this further, another radius, this is 1. Now, this is a square. This is a square. And its hypothesis is given as 1 plus 1, 2. Okay. Applying the, what is it? Pythagoras theorem. Suppose if I take this length as x, this is also x because this is a square. Okay. We can calculate this value, the side of the square. How? Hypotenuse square, that is 1 plus 1, 2. That is the hypotenuse. hypotenuse square is equals to base square plus height square. Base is x, height is also x because it is a square. So x square plus x square. Okay, Pythagoras theorem people, because this is 90 degree. Okay, moving ahead. What do we have? 2x square is equals to 4. 4 into 1, 4 into 2. Now what do we get? X is equals to root 2. X equals to root 2. Okay. We got this value, x is equals to root 2. Okay. Now, guys, if you observe carefully, this is a root 2. Means the radius of the smaller circle. The radius of the inner circle is also root 2. Okay. That we will talk about it later. Now, we want value of the 4. Can this be find out now? Easily. Area of 4. Let me tell you how. Area of 4. Area of 4, how do we calculate? Area of the bigger circle minus area of the square. You will get 1, 2, 3, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. This entire area will get. Now area of this and this will be equal. So you have to divide with the 4. You will get area of one part. Okay. Now let us see. Area of the circle is pi r square. Area of a circle minus area of square. Okay. Observe. Area of circle. Which circle? Bigger circle. Pi r square. Okay. Pi is 22 by 7. And r square. What is it? R 1. So into 1 square, that is 1 only. Minus area of square. Area of square is what? Side into side. We got this side value. That is a root 2. That is root 2. So what do we get? Root 2 whole square. We got this length as x, right? We consider it as x. X value was root 2. So root 2 whole square is nothing but 2 people. So this is equal to what do we get? 22 by 7 minus root and square will be get cancelled. We'll be left with 2. So finally, what is this? And this divided by 4. I'll tell you again why later. Now 7 into 2 is 14. 22 minus 14 will be 8. 8 by 7. 8 by 7. Whole divided by 4 we have to do. Now this is why 4. This is area of all these 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Entire circle area minus I removed the square area. It means now we are having 8 by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these 4 areas is 8 by 7. But you want only one means divide this by 4. If I divide this with a 4, what do we get? So 8 into this 8 by 28. Okay, or again 2 by 7. We have 2 by 7 as the area of 4. Correct ಇದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ?
ರೇಡಿಯಸ್
ಏನು?
ಡಯಾಮೀಟರ್ ರೂಟ್
ಯಾವುದು?
ಈ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಸರ್ಕಲ್.
ಓಕೆ ಅನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ? Now we got area of this 4, number 4 as a 2 by 7. Area of 4 is a 2 by 7. Now we did a small mistake here. This is not root 2 people. This entire thing is root 2. X value is root 2 means the diameter of the inner circle is root 2. So it means its a radius will be root 2 by 2. Root 2 by 2 is also nothing but 1 by root 2. Root 2 into root 2 will give you 2 here. 1 by root 2 is this radius. Now why we want to find the area of a 5? How do I calculate area of 5? Area of the square minus area of inner circle. If I do that, I will get area of 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 5, 6, 7, 8 all areas are equal. So if I divide the total area with the 4, I should get the area of 5. Okay, let us do. What are we doing? Area of segment 5. This can be done as area of a square minus area of a circle, smaller circle. If I do this, I'll get 5, 6, 7, 8 areas. Okay, that total area we will get. Now all 4 are equal. So when I divide with this 4, I will get area of segment 5. Let us do this. Area of square, side into side. Side is what? X. That is x, how much we got? Root 2. This is root 2 whole square minus area of circle pi r square. Pi is 22 by 7 into r square. What is r square? 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 whole square. Okay. So this entire thing divided with 4. This 4. Okay. That we will see later. Now root 2 square. Root and the square get cancelled. I am left with the 2 here. Minus again here. Square and root get cancelled. 1 by 2. So 2 into 1, 2 into 11. What do we have? 2 minus 11 by 7 whole divided by 4. What can be done here? So 2 into 7 is 14. 14 minus 11 is how much? 14 minus 11 is 3. 3 by 7 whole divided by 4. So that makes it 3 by 7 into 4, 28. Great. Now if you see, we have 3 by 28. That is area of 5. And 4, area of 4 is 2 by 7. If you observe both the fractions, obviously 2 by 7 is much bigger than 3 by 28. So what is our answer here? Our answer is option 4. I mean option B. Area of 4 is bigger than area of 5. Question number 8. Another question based on geometry. Well guys, the love for geometry questions in TCS never fades. Trust me, in every problem, every paper, you'll find at least one question on geometry. So that's the specialty of the TCS paper. Because no other companies gives questions based on geometry, but TCS will never fail to give at least one question from geometry. So let us see what we have again here. In a triangle ABC, the lengths of the sides AB and BC are equal to 17.5 centimeters and 9 centimeters respectively. Let D be the point on a line segment BC such that AD is perpendicular to BC. Now if AD is equals to 3 centimeters, then what is the radius of the circle circumscribing the triangle ABC? Acha. Let us represent, guys. Two sides are given, 17.5 and 9 centimeters. Okay, let me take something like this. This I will take 17.5. This is AB, right? A, B. And he gave AC. AC has 9 centimeter. Okay. This is C. This is how it is. Now, what else he told? Let D be the point on line segment BC such that AD is perpendicular to BC. Okay. This is AD. This is perpendicular to BC. Okay. So this is point D. What else it is told? If D is 3 centimeter, then what is the radius of the circle circumscribing the triangle ABC? Achha. So basically circle will be something like this, guys. Do not worry about the figure. Now we need to find out what is the radius of this circle. Okay. Guys, first thing, circumscribing the circle, okay, this radius R can be calculated as product of sides of a triangle. Product of sides of triangle divided by 4 times the area of triangle. Area of triangle. Okay. Now, what do we lack here? Product of sides, 3 sides, AB, BC, CD. We have AC and AB, but we don't have D. Let us consider D value as X. Okay. Now, area of triangle. How do we calculate area of triangle? Let us calculate area of triangle. Area of triangle, we know that can be calculated as half into base into height. Half into base into height, HEI, GHT. Okay. Now, half into, what is the base here? Base is X into height. Height, it is given in the question, that is 3. Okay. So what do we have here? 3x by 2. That is area of triangle. Now we want the radius. Radius is product of all the sides of triangle. Product of all the sides of triangle. Okay, we have 9 centimeters, 17.5, and this we have considered as x. So 9 into 17.5 into x divided by 4 times the area of triangle. We got area of triangle as a 3x by 2. Okay, so if you see x cancelled, 2 into 1, 2 into 2, 4. Again, what do we have? 3 into 1, 3 into 3. So finally we have 3 into 17.5, 3 into 17, 51, 3 into 0.5 is 1.5, which is 52.5 divided by 2. So what do we get? This is 26.25. 26.25 must be the radius of the circle, which is it will be somewhere here, guys, actually. Circumscribing the entire triangle. Do we have the option? Yes, 26.25 must be answer. Now, without knowing this formula, we cannot calculate the radius of the circle here. Question number 9. It says a series of book was published at 7-year intervals. When the 7th book was issued, the sum of the publication year is 13,524. When was the first book published? Okay. Guys, he's talking about the book is being released or published at intervals of 7 years. Okay, so it means we do not know what is the first year. Let us consider our first year as A. First year as A. Second year will be A plus 7. Third year will be A plus 14. Now, if you see, this is an arithmetic progression. A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D. Likewise, our 7th term, A plus n minus 1D, that is 7th term means A plus 6D. This is when the 7th book is released, people. Okay. Now we know sum of all these terms, Sn, is given as, how much is it? Sn is given as 13,524. Guys, basically using the concept of averages, we can calculate a sum is equals to average into n. Now, when the given numbers are in arithmetic progression, average always lies at the center. Average always lies at the center. That is the 4th term. That is 4th term because 7 terms are there. 4th term. Or you can do first term plus last term divided by 2. Even that will give the answer. I will be directly taking the 4th term. What will be the 4th term? 4th term will be A plus 3D. D is 7, common difference. Okay. So A plus 3D means A plus 3 into 7, 21. Okay. This is average into n. How many terms? 7 terms are there. So this is equal to total sum, which is given as 13,524. Cancel the terms. What do we get? 7 into 1 is 7. We are left with 65. 7 into 9 is 63. And we are left with 30. 65 was there. 22. 7 into 3, 21. 7 into 2, 14. Okay. So we have A plus 21 is equals to 19, 3, 2. That's it. 19, 3, 2. Now subtract 21 from this, we'll get A value. A value is 19, 1, 1, 19, 11. That is the first term. This is nothing but this is the year when the first book was published. Do you have the option? Yes, of course. Option number A. So simple arithmetic progression. You can use Sn formula, that is, n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Even that also will give you the same answer, people. But this is much easier and faster way. Whenever given set of terms in arithmetic progression, average always lies at the center. Now sum can be calculated as average into n. If you want, I'll show you that, people. Observe this. Sn is equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? This was the formula. Let me take that n to other side. This can be written as a plus n minus 1 into d. This one, I'm splitting this, okay, into n is there, whole divided by 2 is there. Now if you see, a is the first term, d1, plus a plus n minus 1 is the last term, that is tn, divided by 2. This is the average. What is this? This is average. First term plus last term by 2 gives you the average into n. Okay. So I directly told another way, when the given set of numbers are in AP, average always lies at the center. 7 terms are there means a fourth term is the center, that is A plus 3D. That one I directly took it as average, people. So either ways you'll get the answer. Even if you solve this, you'll get the same answer, guys. Okay. So that is about our question number 9. Question number 10. It says, Arun makes a popular brand ice cream in a rectangular shaped bar 6 cm long, 5 cm wide and 2 cm thick. Okay. Now, to cut costs, the company had decided to reduce the volume of the bar by 19%. The thickness will remain same, but the length and width will be reduced by same percentage. The new width will be, okay. Guys, what is it telling? So he makes, an ice cream bar. Let us assume it is something like this. Okay. So this is the ice cream bar. Now what else he told? He told the bar is 6 cm long. This is 6 cm. 5 cm wide. This is 5 cm width. And 2 cm thick. And that is height. Okay. Now, to cut the cost, the company had decided to reduce the volume of bar by 19%. The thickness will remain same. So, this remains the same. This won't change. But the length and width will be decreased by the same percentage. So, the length and the width, okay, will be this width and length will be decreased by same percentage. Now guys, now both are decreased by some x% and x%. Okay, then overall decrease given in the question is 19%. Well, if you are thorough with the percentages, guys, directly we can tell the reduction is a 10% only. We can apply the percentage change formula x plus y plus xy by 100. Okay. Now, this should give 19. Minus 19 it should give. Minus 19 it should give because 19% decrease. Now here x value and y value are same because this also decreased by x%, this also decreased by x%. So this is the percentage change formula in successive percentage. Here both x value and y value are same. Let me write it as x only. What do we get? X plus x here plus x square by 100. Oh, I'm sorry. Just hold on. Let me write it here. X value will be minus x, y value will be minus x. Y both are decreased. That's why minus minus. Now x into y, that is x into x, minus into minus plus x square by 100, that is equals to minus 19. So what do we get here? Minus 2x plus x square by 100 is equals to minus 19. So finally I'll get x square. This becomes minus 200x. 100 goes to the other side, 1900. When I bring it this side, that becomes plus 1900. A quadratic equation, we can get x value here. Okay, 1900. Did I do any mistake? No. Now I can take directly 190 into 10. 190 into 10 is 1900 minus minus. So minus 200 plus 1900, perfect. Now x equal to 190 and x equal to 10 will get. But this cannot be because the overall percentage change is only 19 means x value must be 10. Okay. If you know that 19% reduction directly comes from 10% reduction, 10% reduction, you can answer this question within a fraction of seconds, people. Okay. Now we got to know here this also decreased by 10%, this also decreased by 10% because x value is at 10. Okay. But now what is he asking? The new width will be, original width is 5, guys. Original width was 5. Decreased by 10%. 10% of this is 0.5. So new width will be, let us call it as W dash, 5 minus 0.5. That is 4.5 centimeter. That must be our final answer. I'm repeating it, guys. I'm using the formula here to get the value of the x. But if you just know that a 10% reduction and 10% reduction will give you minus 19. 19% reduction, directly you can say that x value is at 10. If you know that x value is 10, just simple step. This is the only step we need to perform without doing any of all these things. So if you do not understand what is this x plus y by 100, please go back to our percentages videos in the basic aptitude people. I have clearly explained all this increase and decrease there. Moving ahead, guys, I have skipped the question number 11 here because it's our mistake that we haven't given the correct question, people. We missed the figure in the mock test as well. So please skip the question number 11. So even we don't have the clarity because the figure is missing in the question, guys. So I'm directly going to the question number 12 here. Okay. Now what do we have in question number 12? 1 into 1 factorial plus 2 into 2 factorial plus 3 into 3 factorial up to 2012 into 2012 factorial. Okay. Find the sum of the series of the given below. Okay. Now let us work on the options here. Options is 2013 factorial plus 1, 2013 factorial minus 1, 2012 factorial plus 1, 2012 factorial minus 1. Okay. So we have to give the answer in terms of factorial. Okay. That makes our question very simple in fact. But we have to find the pattern. Originally we have 1 into 1 factorial. Again we have 2 into 2 factorial. Again we have 3 into 3 factorial, 4 into 4 factorial, 5 into 5 factorial, and so on. Till which number? Till 2012 into 2012 factorial. Okay. Now let us try to find the sum and the pattern. Now here this value is 1, people. Okay. 2 factorial is 2, 2 into 2 is 4. 3 factorial is 6, 6 into 3 is 18. 4 factorial is 24, 24 into 4 is 96. 5 factorial is 120, 120 into 5 will be 600. Okay. Let us find how we are getting sum. Okay. If you see this sum is 5. Let it be. Let us check how we are getting that 5. Okay. Now, if you observe, this 5 is 3 factorial minus 1. Now, let us check sum of all these three. What is the sum? 18 plus 4, 22. 22 plus 1, 23. Now, if you observe carefully, 23 is again 4 factorial minus 1. What is 4 factorial? 24. 24 minus 1 is 23. Now, if you try to find the sum for these 4, 96 plus 4, 100 plus 19, 119. 119, how do we get? 5 factorial minus 1. 5 factorial is 120. 120 minus 1 is 119. Now you must have found the pattern here, guys. 4 into 4 factorial is 5 factorial minus 1. 3 into 3 factorial will be 4 factorial minus 1. Now what will be this? If I ask about all these things, here we should get 6 factorial minus 1. 6 factorial is 720. 720 minus 1 will be 719. If you only can cross verify, this entire thing was 119 plus 600. Exactly 719. Now what will be the answer for this one? We have till 2012 into 2012 factorial means our answer must be 2013 factorial minus 1. All you have to do here is just to find the pattern given in the question, guys. Question number 13, based on the linear equations. What do we have here? 3 mangoes and 4 apples cost rupees 85. 5 apples and 6 peaches cost 122. 6 mangoes and 2 peaches cost 114. So what is the combined cost of combined price of 1 apple, 1 peach and 1 mango? Okay, let us do that, guys. Guys, what do we have here? 3 mangoes, let us call it as 3M. M is the cost of 1 mango. Okay. And 4 apples, that is 4 plus 4 apples is given as 85 rupees. Okay. Again, what else we have here? 5 apples and 6 peaches. 5 apples. Sorry, this is 4 apples, right? Okay. 5 apples and 6 peaches cost us 122. Again, we have 6 mangoes plus 2 peaches. That is 114. Now, what do we need to find? We need to find price of a mango, an apple and a peach. Okay. What can be done? So let us check first by adding all these 3 equations. What do we get? If I add, how many mangoes are there? 3 mangoes plus 6 mangoes, it is 9 mangoes. Plus apples, how many are there? 5 apples plus 4 apples, they are also 9 apples. Now peaches, how many are there? Peaches are 2 peaches here plus 6 peaches, 8 peaches. That is equals to totally how much? 100, 100, 200 plus 300, 311. Am I correct with this? 280, 307, 311. Okay. Guys, had we got 9 here, I could have taken, did we do any mistake in calculation? 200, oh I'm so sorry, 280, 300, 310, 310 plus 11, 321. Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Now, had we got 9p here, answer would have been very easy. But this is TCS, people do not expect that easy questions. Okay. What we can do, we can compensate it by like this. 9 mangoes plus 9 apples plus 9 peaches is equals to 321 plus p. What did I do? I add 1 p here, I add 1 p here. I can take 9 common here, then I'll get mangoes plus apples plus peaches. 9 common will go to the other side, that is 321 plus p whole divided by 9. This is one equation what we got here. Now here people, we can play trial and error method. Observe here, this is our answer. If I put p value here, if you look at the options, all are integers. All are integers. So this number must be divisible by 9. This number must be divisible by 9. Now check this. What can you put here? Here 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. Okay. Sum of the digits must be divisible by 9. Okay. Suppose if I put 3 here. Here we have 6 and plus 3. That should become 9. That will be divisible by 9. Or I can put 3 plus 9 or 3 plus 18 or 3 plus 21. Okay, let us start substituting the values. Suppose if I take p equal to 3, what happens? 321 plus 3 divided by 9. What is this? 321 plus 3 is a 324. 324 divisible by 9 or not? Obviously it is divisible by 9 because sum of the digits is 9. So check this out. 9 into 3, 27. 9 into 3, 27. What is left out? 54. 9 into 6. So what should be the value? This value should become 36. Okay. But hold on a second. As I told you, here I can put either 3 or 3 plus 9 or 3 plus 18, 3 plus 27, anything. What happens? Suppose if I put here 3 plus 9, that is 12. P value as 12. So what do we get? 321 plus 12 divided by P. So that should be what? 333. And this is also divisible by 9. What do we get here? 37. In fact, that is also our option. So what do we do? How do you identify whether the answer is 36 or 37? Now, this is where we have to cross verify our answer with any one of the equations. Suppose if I try to cross verify this with this, okay, check this. In the first case, I took p value as 3. If I put p value as 3, 6 into 3 is 18. When I 18 subtract from 102, I'll get 104. But is 104 divisible by 5 here? No. So this is not my answer. Suppose if I go with this. If I put p value as 12 here. 12 into 6 is 72. 72 when I send that side, when I subtract 72 from 122, I'll be getting exactly 50. 50 divisible by 5? Yes, of course. Then we'll get a as integer value. So this has to be my answer, guys, but not this. Okay, I'm repeating it one more time. When we add all three, we got 9m plus 9a plus 8p equal to 321. Now here 1p is missing. Missing here. To compensate it, what I'm doing, I'll add one more p here and one more p here. Okay, we are not changing an equation. Then this becomes a 9p. I'll take 9 common. So m plus a plus p, 9 goes to the other side, t21 plus p divided by p. Now if you see here, sum of the digits 321. Sum of the digits 321 is how much here? 6. Now if the numerator is divisible by 9 means sum of the digits must be divisible by 9. So here 6 is there, means here I can get sum of the digits of P as 3 only. It must be 3 only. So 3 means which all I can get? I can get a 3 alone or 3 plus 9, that is 12. Sum of the digits is 12. Or I can put 3 plus, this is 9, I'm sorry, 3 plus 18. 18 plus 3, 21. Again 6 plus 2 plus 1 is 3. Again we'll get 9. That is also fine. Or I can put 27. What do we get here? Again 3, 0. So this is also possible. So what did we do? We started checking here. So we started with P equal to 3. If I put P equal to 3, I'm getting answer as 36. Okay, that is also one option. But when I put P equal to 3 in one of the equations here, 6P, 6 into 3 is 18. When I send 18 that side, number of apples must be an integer value. Okay, 18 when I send that side, 122 minus 18 will be 104. 5a equal to 104. 104 is not divisible by 5. So a value cannot be an integer. So this is not the answer. So suppose when I put it something like this, when I put this as a 1, what happens here? P equal to 12. When I put a P equal to 12, 12 into 6, 72, 72. 122 minus 72. What do we get? Exactly 50. 50 divisible by 5 or not? Yes, of course. Then this has to be our final answer. Another tricky question, but a simple logic works out for here. First, let us understand the question. A shopkeeper sells chocolates. It used to sell chocolates for rupees 2 each. But there were no sales at that price. Okay, there were no sales at that price when a shop, in fact, I'm sorry, not shopkeeper, a shop, when it reduced the price, all the chocolates sold out, enabling the shopkeeper to realize 164.90 from the chocolates alone. If the new price was not less than half of the original price quoted, how many chocolates were sold? Okay, let us see guys, what do we have here? Question number 14. See, the price of the chocolate is SP, original SP is 2 rupees per chocolate. Let us assume the total chocolates as X. Okay, then what will be the total SP? SP is 2X. Okay, now the price is reduced, not 2 rupees, it is less than 2 rupees. Okay, it is less than 2 rupees. Now, after reducing, he is able to sell all the chocolates and he realized 164.90. So, new selling price is equals to 164.90. Now, if the new price was not less than half of the original price, so here this SP per chocolate should be greater than X, greater than, I'm sorry, 1, greater than 1. I'll tell you why. He told the new price of the chocolate cannot be less than half of the original price. Original price is 2 rupees. Original price is 2 rupees. Now, the new price are reduced. We do not know how much it is. That's why we took inequality, greater than. It cannot be less than half of the original price. So, this new price per chocolate should be more than half of original price. Half of 2 rupees is what? 1. Okay. So, total chocolates here is X, right? Here as well total is X. So, this one can also be written as SP dash can be greater than 1x, greater than 1x. Now, guys, check it out. Let us go with the options, okay? Let us go with the options. Which option will give you this? Which option will give you this? Okay, Here, total selling price, he must get 164.90. Now, when I say this is greater than 1x means it can be, it should be ranging from, like, it can be 1.5x, 1.6x, 1.7x, 1.8x, or 1.9x, or it can be few more decibels also. We do not know that. Okay. Now we have to apply the value of x from the options to realize a 164.90. Guys, if you see, if I put 13 here, if I put 39 here, okay, or come from the at the end here, whichever option you put, even if you take it as a 2x also, even if you put a 2x also, okay, if I put x value as how much? 39. If I put x value as 39, what will be 2x? 2x will be 78. Is it close to this? No. Even if I put 37, x value as 37, 2 into 37, okay, 2 into 37 is what? 64. Is it 70? 74. Is it close to this? No. If I put 71, x value as 71, okay, I am taking the worst case scenario, highest possibility. Okay, even if I put it as 71 here, that is still 142. That is also not close to here. Then what is the value we should put? We must put 97. If I put 97 here, that should give 194. Okay, but our price is 164 only. So it cannot be 2x because anyways price is reduced. Yet the 2x itself, other options are not giving 164 rupees. Means how can they give at 164 at 1.8 or 1.7 or 1.6? It has to be option 97 only. Okay, when I put 97 here, 2x is giving 194. But the price is reduced. It can be 1.9x or 1.8x or 1.7x. It doesn't matter for us. We need not to bother about it because none of the options were able to come closer to 164.90. There is only one option, that is 97. When I put it in any of the values, it can come closer to 164. So our answer x must be equal to 97 rupees. One last question of our model paper 5. A question says, in a G6 summit being held in London, a French, a German, an Italian, a British, a Spanish, and a Polish diplomat represent their respective countries and participate in a roundtable conference to strengthen the cooperation between these countries. Okay. Now there are exactly 6 chairs evenly spaced around a circular table. The chairs are numbered 1 to 6 with successively numbered. Okay. Now chairs next to each other and chair number 1 next to chair number 6. Okay. Guys, it's just talking a story, people, which is of no use for us. Totally 6 chairs are there. This is a circular arrangement. So it's told that they are numbered increasing order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This must be here. Okay. Next, what else he told? He told, where are we? Each chair is occupied by one of the diplomats. Now, who are the diplomats? We have a French, we have a German, we have an Italian, we have British, we have a Spanish, and a Polish. 6 members. Okay. So, first condition, what do we have? Polish sits immediately next to British. So, Polish must be next to British. Next, German sits immediately to Italian. German sits, okay, Polish sits to British, right? PB, or it can be BP. Both are possible. Now, German sits immediately next to Italian. So, German and Italian, or Italian and German. Both are possible. Now, French does not sit immediately next to Italian. French does not sit immediately to Italian. Okay. Next, if a Spanish sits immediately next to Polish, only if a Spanish sits next to the Polish, then what do we have that? Spanish does not, if Spanish sits immediately next to the Polish, then Spanish is not next to the Italian. Okay. Let that condition be. We will come back to if and only if a Spanish sits beside Polish, then this side it cannot be Italian. Okay, let me write that as well. I'm writing it separately. If Spanish sits beside Polish, then Spanish does not sit with Italian. Here we cannot get Italian. Okay, even in this case, what do I write? B, P. If Spanish sits beside this, okay, then Spanish cannot sit with Italian. Here we cannot get I. Okay, these are the conditions. First, let us try to eliminate the options, people. Now, let us play with this one. French cannot sit with Italian. In the first option, option A, option B, option C, option D. Let us go with each and every option. In the A, French cannot sit with Italian. Is that fine? Fine. Now, Polish must be beside British. Perfect. Next, German must be beside Italian. Is that? No, German is not beside Italian. First one gone. Second, French cannot sit with Italian. Perfect. Second, Polish must be with British. Perfect. Next, German must be Italian with Italian. Perfect. Now, if and only if Spanish sits beside the Polish, Italian cannot sit beside the Spanish. That is fine. Is Spanish sitting beside the Polish in that one? No. So, we need not to bother about this Italian condition. Not at all. Only if Spanish sits beside the Polish and Spanish cannot sit with Italian. Anyways, in this one, Spanish is not sitting with the Italian. So, this is fine. This is fine for us. Coming to the option C. First one, French and Italian. They should not be together. Perfect. Next one, Polish and British together. Are they? Yes, perfect. German and Italian together. Perfect. That is also fine. But if Spanish sits with the Polish, Spanish cannot sit to the Italian. If you see, Spanish is with Polish and Spanish is next to Italian also. So, option C is gone. Now, option 4. French, first one, French and Italian, no problem. Polish and British, no problem. Yeah, if you see, guys, option D, French and Italian are together because this is a circle. This is a circle. First at French means at the end Italian will come obviously in the circle. So these two are together. That condition is also failed here. So only this is following all the conditions properly. So look at the options. Which options? In the option D. This is the end of model paper 5. As I told you earlier, the questions were very intense, people. So more than, concentrating on a particular topic, most of the questions are based on the logic. So when you solve these kind of the questions, people, your logical ability also improves like anything. So when you see questions of the lesser level, you can easily crack them because of the confidence. These are actually confidence boosters, people. When you solve them on your own, when you don't get off, obviously they're gonna touch your morale. You're gonna feel down. But once you get the answers, once you realize that even these can be solved so easily, obviously they're gonna boost your confidence like anything, people. So that's all for today, guys. Once again, I'm requesting you, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and do not forget to follow us in our Facebook page and Instagram page. And as I also told you in the beginning, please do join our WhatsApp group, the link for which is given. There are two channels, channel 1 and channel 2. You can join wherever you want. In both the channels, we'll be putting all our updates regarding when is your mock test and when do you get the video analysis of it. So that's all for the day, people. Verma signing off. Thank you so much.